Now, before starting this movie, I would say to all the big guys who are already into the Apple development, feel free to skip this movie. All we are going to do in this movie is simply to look around with the Xcode. We are not going to explore that. We are not going to do that yet. We are just going to look at how we can grab the Xcode and we want to just open that up. So what is this Xcode? Now, Apple wants you to have just a one software kit so that you can develop anything on that. And Apple has done a great job with the Xcode. All you need is just one file. Now, open up your simple App Store, search for the Xcode and open the Xcode. Now, since it's a pretty big file, it's around a 3.5 or 3.6 gigabytes. And so I have already gone ahead and downloaded that and opened that up. So whenever you're going to download it, first of all, it's going to take a long time. And even if it's downloaded, its installation takes a time. Now, believe me, a file when it's 4 gigabytes around, it takes time to install. Maybe it takes in half an hour, or maybe sometimes even an hour. So be patient around that. Yet, your testing for the patient just starts right from there. Now, once you have opened that file up, now go ahead into your application folder and open that up. It will ask you to install some more additional functionalities and files and all of that. So just it's okay with that, and simply download them and install them. It will take you a little while to open up the Xcode. Now that's the number one hurdle you simply want to have. Now once you have that, go ahead and close that. You will see this first screen onto your screen. If you have reached to this screen, then that's okay. But the question still we have is that why it's a 3.4 or 3.6 gigabyte file. Now, Xcode is a pretty huge. It contains all the tools, all the documentation, a lot of compilers, a lot of supporting files, SDK, a lot of simulators for maybe iOS and desktop apps, iPhones, iPad, maybe watchOS, and all of such things are bundled in just one app. So definitely it is a huge file because Apple don't know what you're about to do. You may be developing a game, you may be developing a desktop application, or maybe some Apple application for iPhone or iPad, maybe just a Swift application for a terminal. So who knows what you're going to do with that. So everything comes as a bundle. Now also, I would like to get you aware that right now my version is 7.1 and Apple has a habit to roll out the updates every 2 or maybe 3 or maybe 4 months. So definitely by the time of whenever you are watching this course, this would be a huge fan. And I'm also a huge fan of having latest updates on my software. In fact, I would recommend all of you to get onto the latest operating system, El Capitan, and latest Xcode, whatever it is. There is not going to be huge drastic difference between the Xcode and all of that, but yes, small tweaking changes will be there. So I hope everyone can figure out. And yes, Apple development is all about rolling with the changes. You need to get updated quickly. So this is all what we need about here. Your Xcode will look a little bit different because you will not have these right files. I was just quickly testing a few things, making sure that everything works around on my new setup out here, and that is why it is out there. Okay, so you have crossed the first hurdle, you have got your Xcode, and that's what we meant to do in this movie. Go ahead and watch the next movie.